Video được Việt hóa bởi Ngọc Tân từ group tài nguyên dựng phim. Nghiêm cấm các hành vi lít về rồi bán cho thằng khác. Mọi ý kiến đóng góp xin gửi về Facebook Quỳnh Ngọc Tân.
Welcome to Chapter 5, where we're going to be talking about editing. The very first concept that we really need to get when it comes to editing in Resolve, or just editing in general, is the fact that we tell a story with the edit. It doesn't matter what kind of video you're making, whether it's a documentary, whether it's an ad, whether it's just a music video, there's always some aspect of story, some aspect of communicating what happened or what is happening to the audience. So here's really how it works. Anytime that you have a sequence of events in real life that you're going to capture or that you want the audience to understand, there's really two aspects. There's what really happened and the story as we tell it. So what really happened might be Bill opens the door, he waves to his neighbor, walks to his car, gets a phone call, and then gets in the car. And when it comes to editing, we can tell the story exactly how it happened. Bill opens the door, waves to his neighbor, walks to the car, gets a phone call, and gets in the car. But just like in any way that we tell a story, we can choose to get rid of certain details, skip over things, make some things longer or bigger because we are in control of the story. And editing is really just that process of taking the things that happened and presenting the parts that we want to present in the way that we want to present them. So for instance, we could just not have Bill get a phone call. We could just have him get in the car. And that would change the story a little bit. Bill opens the door, waves to his neighbor, walks to his car, gets in the car. We can even take out another detail. Bill doesn't wave to his neighbor. And that really changes our story just by editing out a couple of details. We can even speed up or slow down certain parts. He could wave to his neighbor really quickly, but he opens the door really slowly. He takes a long time opening the door and a short time waving to his neighbor. Maybe he walks to the car, but we only spend just a second showing him walking to the car, and maybe he looks at his phone for a really long time before he answers the phone call. And so this is the same story, but we're kind of choosing to tell it in a different way. This is the kind of freedom that we have when we make edits to our videos. In fact, what often happens when you're shooting something like a narrative movie, like we have in our examples, is this stuff is shot out of order. So we have Bill opening the door. This might be one setup. And then we have him getting his phone call, and we shot both of those at the same time for whatever reason.
Video được Việt hóa bởi Ngọc Tân từ group tài nguyên dựng phim.
We have Bill waving to his neighbor. We shot these all at one time, and then Bill walking to his car we actually shot last. Bill getting in the car we shot first. There are a variety of different reasons why we might want to shoot these out of order. Sometimes it's because everything might happen in the same location and you don't want to move lights around. Sometimes you might be shooting with multiple people and one person has to go before you shoot the other angles. But either way, in editing, we can take all of these little pieces and we don't have to present them in the exact order that we shoot them. We can just put them in whatever order makes sense for the story. And all of this process in Resolve happens in the edit page.